Hello everyone. Second part of our story, The Parallels, which is sci-fi, love story, lots of emotion, drama and definitely some comedy. तो चलो सुनते हैं कहानी और भी एक्साइटिंग होने वाली है। सेकंड पार्ट शुरू करने से पहले क्विकली एक रिकैप कर लेते हैं। 4 दोस्त लोग अपना पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन सेलिब्रेट करने के लिए बीच पे पहुंचे हैं। बीच पे कुछ एडवेंचर करने के चक्कर में ये अरुण का एक्सीडेंट हो गया है इन आवर लास्ट एपिसोड, जहाँ पर ये पैरासेलिंग करते करते जो रोप अटैच्ड होती है जेट स्की को वो टूट जाती है। वहाँ पर हम लोग अपना प्रीवियस एपिसोड स्टॉप किए हैं। चलो जंप इन करते हैं अपने सेकेंड एपिसोड ऑफ द कहानी द पैरेलल्स। ठीक है, अब ऐसा सिचुएशन है जहाँ पर अरुण घबरा रहा था ये स्ट्रॉन्ग विंड्स के वजह से कि ना ये टूट ना जाए, और जो नहीं होना वही होता है। वही हुआ है जहाँ पर अरुण अपना रस्सी जो अटैच थी वो स्ट्रॉन्ग विंड्स की वजह से टूट गया है और ही इज फ्लाइंग अवे। रस्सी भी वो गिरते हुए देखता है, ऊपर से स्लो मोशन में से गिर रही है। जो भी जेट स्की चला रहे थे दोनों एक के पीछे एक बैठकर, दे आर लाइक शाउटिंग बट अरुण कुड नॉट हियर एनीथिंग। अरुण एकदम शॉक में है, क्या करना समझ में नहीं आ रहा है। ये देख सकता है मेनाज और ब्रिज और काजल खड़े हुए हैं। इनफैक्ट ब्रिज काजल को करीब लेकर समझा रहा है कुछ, बट दैट इज व्हाट ही कैन सी। उससे ज्यादा कुछ नहीं दिख रहा क्योंकि इट इज वेरी फार, ही इज मूविंग अवे वेरी क्विकली, इतनी विंड है। और जैसे मैं बताया था लास्ट एपिसोड में, टाइम था 6:30 बज रहे थे ऑलमोस्ट, तो ये अंधेरा भी होने वाला था और ही इज इन ए स्टेट वेयर अरुण को कुछ खबर नहीं है कि ये पैराशूट इसको कहाँ ले जाएगा। अगर विंड रुकती है तो बीच पे रहेगा तो ठीक है, अगर बीच पे नहीं, अगर पानी में गिरता है, ही इज़ नॉट श्योर कि है ना वो उसका लाइफ जैकेट काम करेगा नहीं करेगा। पानी ठंडा है गर्म है कुछ नहीं पता। शॉक में उसको कुछ समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, उसको स्ट्रिंग्स पुल कर रहा है, बट ही हैज मूव्ड अवे एंड ही कैन नॉट सी एनीथिंग। जो भी कैंप था कुछ नहीं दिख रहा। अब ही इज ड्रिफ्टेड इनटू द सी कंप्लीटली। ये सी दिख रही है दूर, थोड़े दूर पर थोड़ा बीच और सी शोर दिख रहा है, बट ही श्योर दैट ही इज गोइंग टू फॉल इन द सी। और अंधेरा होने वाला है और 10-15 मिनट कुछ बाकी। ये था अरुण का सिचुएशन। और वहां पर बीच में काजल वो देखकर शी हैज कोलैप्स्ड, बेहोश हो गई है और ब्रिज समझा रहा है उसको, क्या करना समझ में नहीं आ रहा है। मेहनाज इज लाइक शाउटिंग crazily at the guys what happened ये करके, and now everybody, all the people on the beach gathered around Kajal, who is still unconscious, and everybody is trying to wake her up. And in the background you can see a faint dot, and that is Arun. He's moved out so far in the sea. इन द सी बोल रहा हूँ, इसका मतलब ही इज एक्चुअली इन द एयर मच हाई अबव द सी। तो दैट इज व्हाट इज द सिचुएशन नाउ। द पीपल हैव कॉल्ड द पुलिस, यू नो, एवरीबडी एक्सप्लेनिंग द पुलिस कि क्या हुआ है, एंड इट हैज बिकम डार्क, देयर इज नो वे you can see any sign of Arun anywhere. The police department has already informed all the nearby police stations that a person who has drifted in air, detached from the jet ski while doing the parasailing, and he might land anywhere. And also they have informed the Visakhapatnam Navy also to be on the lookout if they can find somebody who has fallen in the sea. So everywhere the rescue operation starts, where it is of police on the land and navy in the sea. ब्रिज, काजल और मेहनाज अब पुलिस स्टेशन में अपना कंप्लेंट रजिस्टर करके, नाउ दे हैव टू गो टू अरुण's हाउस एंड इन्फॉर्म his mom. So they plan to go. Now they reach Arun's house. He sees Arun's mom opening the door, and she is pleasantly surprised to see Bridge and others. She says, "Yeah, you guys, I was expecting. Arun was telling you guys would come in the evening." Bridge is surprised to hear that. When did Arun call you? Bridge thought that Arun had called sometime just now. Said, around 5 p.m. And then he realizes he must have called much before the accident happened. Bridge asks Arun's mom to sit down. He very cautiously, very carefully explains the situation to Arun's mom, and Arun's mom starts crying. Mehnaz and Kajal now are holding Arun's mom in their arms, telling her that they are everybody's praying for him and he should return back. So this is what is happened so far. Arun's situation, as you know, what is happening on the land, with the friends. The sad part is nice four friends group is now split and everybody's unhappy, and the media is covering and in the news these kind of adventure sports should not be taken up by youngsters, especially from some private company who might not have any permissions or expertise in dealing with such things. So this is where the situation is. Going back to the Arun situation, the interesting part now, guys. Now, after drifting for so long, he can see the ships because Vishakhapatnam has got a port, so he can see ships in the sea, and he can see the marine drive, where the cars are moving very far away. It's been over 1 hour now. He's been in air and could not do anything about it. ओवर 1 आवर गाइस, सोचो 1 घंटे से ये ड्रिफ्ट होते हवा में उड़ते जा रहा है। ये इतना अंधेरा है, ही कुड नॉट इवन मेक आउट उसके नीचे लैंड है या सी है, उसको कुछ नहीं पता। नाउ ही इज इन अ सिचुएशन लाइक ही इज डन। ये दीज आर हिज फाइनल मोमेंट्स नाउ। Even if he falls in the sea or in the land, he's not going to survive because Vishakhapatnam is such a place where there are Eastern Ghats. Those are mountains stretch a very long way. There are animals and it is huge landscape where it is just wilderness. Even if he falls on the land, and if it is on the sea, he has no expertise whatsoever to handle the seas. So he's more or less resigned. These are his last moments. He's also relaxed a little because his adrenaline and all that stuff are done with. He's been in air with the parachute for over 1 hour now. And then it happens. He starts to descend because the wind has stopped. He has no idea whether he's moving forward or backward, but he can sense that he is falling, and he is falling fast. Anytime it is either ground or water. That's what he's expecting. He could not see anything. He's just falling. And then with a big thud, he can feel that he has fallen on a tree. And fortunately, the only fortunate thing happened to him all evening, that he somehow falls on not so strong branches, light branches, which breaks the branches and breaks his fall. Because of the parachute has slowed him down so much, he can see the ground in the moonlit night. Somehow he is on the ground now. That is what he knows. He is somewhere in the forest with no lights or anything except for faint half moon there. He knows that he is somewhere in the forest, fallen down, and he's alive. And Arun, first thing he does is he checks his bones that everything is fine. यहाँ पे 1 मिनट का ब्रेक लूंगा और लिजनर्स इमेजिन कीजिए अब तक जो भी हुआ है नानी एज एन एक्टर हाउ ही वुड परफॉर्म as Shara was mentioning in the previous podcast, ki how a young heroine would be, in the character of Kajal, how she would be performing. Imagine, I am sure Nani would give a great performance, especially where he is confused at the same time, angry and cursing his luck. So amazing scene rahegi wo when he actually lands. All right, guys, going back to the story. Now that he's on the ground and Arun has checked himself कि उसकी हड्डी हड्डी तो टूटी नहीं है. He checks if he has any bruises or anything, nothing of anything major. So he's happy that he's there. But he is also scared कि he's somewhere in the forest. ये forest है, land है, mountain है. नानी को कुछ नहीं पता, rather not नानी, अरुण को कुछ नहीं पता at this point. And Arun is thinking about what to do next. The first thing he checks is his pockets. So unfortunately, जब ये adventure करने से पहले he gives his wallet and his cell phone to Kajal. So he does not have that also with him right now कि किसी को कॉल करें, ये भी ऑप्शन नहीं है. The only fortunate thing is, even though Kajal was insisting to remove his shoes, he did not remove. Though the shoes were wet initially, but with the wind, everything has dried out. Now he's just checking his pockets to find if he can find anything. He has a small piece of pencil and a few receipts from a close by supermarket which he had visited somewhere in the afternoon on the same day. So he's got a pencil and a receipt, nothing else. He's cursing himself. He should have kept at least the cell phone that would give him a device to at least switch on the torch or anything like that, but there is no luck. He wanted to shout out loud so that if somebody can hear, and at the same time, he does not want to shout too much because he might be inviting some wild animals. So a quick intro about the kind of person Arun is. Arun has been to Aruku Valley, which is in Vishakhapatnam or Vizag, they call it. And he has been to a trekking camp for 3 days and 2 nights. He has trekked and he knows a forest a little bit. Not too much, but he knows it a little bit. कि है ना, the kind of animals, the kind of atmosphere. It is not too hot, not too cold. Though it is August time frame, it is not very hot. So he knows it. He was a medium adventure guy, not too much into it, but at the same time, not that he does not like adventure at all. ऐसा नहीं है. तो अब बैठकर सोच रहा है नानी कि अब आह, नानी आ रहा मुझे. बैठकर सोच रहा है अरुण की क्या करें next. Now he is on the ground and he sees faintly a boulder or a big rock there. He wanted to climb on it, see if he can get any glimpses of any vehicle passing by, so that he knows which direction to take when the light comes back the next day. मेहनत करके somehow he climbs onto the rock. He keeps himself very active so that he can hear some horns or maybe a light from somewhere. But unfortunately, as I was telling, his luck completely run out. So nothing what he can hear or see. So he's just sitting there and hoping nothing of an animal comes and attacks him. Fortunately, he has a wristwatch, so he knows what time it is. So it's around 9:30 in the night. Arun is totally confused कि क्या करे क्या ना करे. He's not sure what to do. The only thing he can think about is what has to be done the next day. He's not sure at this moment. He does not want to really go anywhere. वो जो भी पत्थर जैसा प्लेटफॉर्म है उसी पे रात बिताने का सोचता है एंड ही lies down. Just to remind you guys, this is a story I told you is sci-fi. So, keep your expectations wild. Something wild is going to happen. While he is lying down there, he sees a faint light that is coming from behind a tree. He is not sure whether it is light or he's imagining stuff because there is no sound whatsoever, and the light comes and fades away. The light stays for about 2 seconds and fades away. That happens once. And then he's not sure whether he saw it or not. And he's so tired and, thinking about Kajal, thinking about his mom, things that, it could be something like a jugnu, we call it, right? The firefly. तो समझ नहीं आया उसको ये देखा है नहीं देखा है या फिर he's imagining stuff. And he's lying there and he knows from which direction the light came. He just want to be sure कि it could be a road where a vehicle could be passing and he should be taking that route the next morning. तो उसी तरफ देखते हुए नींद में ऑलमोस्ट आंखें बंद किया है अरुण ने, and then he feels in about half an hour or 40 minutes he sees that glow again. This time he's sure that it is something he's seeing, and then again for 2 seconds the light was there and slowly faded away. Now Arun is convinced there is something which is about 15 to 20 meters away, so he does not want to really take that risk of venturing into the unknown, and maybe a reflection coming from some vehicle passing by. He's not sure, but he would definitely take that route in the morning. That is his plan, and while he looks at it and waits for it, he slowly drifts into the sleep, only to wake up again with the glow of light. I will stop the story here and end the episode 2. Things are going to get much more exciting, guys. So keep tuned into kahanisuno.com parallels, the sci-fi love story.
Come hear it all. Kahani Suno Hakam, where the voices run free from mountain tops to the roaring sea. Every tale.
Wow, Kabir, you managed to take the second part also to a point where we want to know what happens in the third part. I guess that is the magic of storytelling, where you want to inspire listeners to keep coming for more. So great job there, Kabir.
Thank you, Sarah. Trying to keep that suspense in. That's the idea.
Yeah, pretty good idea there. Going forward to our next part, which is the Q&A session or the feedback session, whatever you might call it. We have with us a guest today, Aiaan, who has come here to take part in our question answer session. So welcome, Aiaan. How are you?
Hey, thank you for inviting me over here, guys. Excited to be here.
So Aiaan, how do I, say your name? Is it Aiaan or Aiaan?
I was about to correct you, Aiaan.
Okay, Aiaan. Sorry about that. Aiaan here is an avid reader and also a big movie buff. And we would definitely love to see his inputs on this part of the story that Kabir narrated. So, Kabir, you want to take from here?
Sure, Sarah. Aiaan, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. Yeah, I can see that. I'm not happy with the pronunciation whatsoever.
Thank you, Kabir. Much better than Sarah.
All right. I'm glad that you went through our episode, and I have a few questions. This is the format we have, right? Where we bring in guests, and we have a few questions and get their thoughts, ideas, and feedback. That's how we would want to improve on our future episodes. To start with, my first question to you, and it's been a very intense 15-20 minutes. I was thinking, is there any place where we can make the moments lighter and bring in some comedy kind of scene, Ayan?
Uh, Definitely right now, the pace it's moving at, especially at the beginning, I don't see any scope for inserting any comedy. I mean, when he's in the air for an hour, I think we have to keep the listeners gripped and describe his predicament. So you've done a great job over there. The comedy part, I feel, should come in when he actually lands. So that would be the best place to get in something that like release the tension a little bit and make the listeners look forward to the next part.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Makes sense. All right. So far, so good, you say.
Absolutely.
Okay. That's a good input there. Let's move on to the next one. I was just thinking whether parasailing is a kind of sport that would be accepted by the audience, especially the Indian audience. What do you think, Ayan?
Yeah, that was one of the things I was actually wondering about. Like, basically, people living in the coastal areas might be able to connect with it. They might have done it, heard about it, seen it. But, like, somebody who's not been exposed to anything like that might not actually connect with them. So, that was one of the things I was actually thinking about while you were going through the story.
Well, I beg to differ here, Ayan, because parasailing as a sport, yes, a coastal sport, but I think with the amount of movies that have featured, even Hindi movies, this kind of sport, and also with the social media showing this, I don't think it would be a strange idea for even people who do not live in coastal areas. So I would say that this could be identified by most of the people. Maybe somebody who is not so much into movies and social media might think about it, but definitely I don't think it should present a problem for anyone of our audience.
I mean, that was my opinion. So, yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you guys want to keep it, like, I'm not asking to change or anything. It's just like, did you have any backup options, Kabir?
Um, yeah, I was thinking of maybe a boat just drifting over the sea and going to some island, but I felt this would be a better idea where it would not be near any beach or anything like that. So that was the idea. Um, I get that you guys don't really agree with each other. That's fair enough. Let's keep it like that for now with that question, guys.
All right.
On the third one, it's been action and a little fast paced. Do you think we should have some screen time for extreme emotions from Kajal or the group of friends or the mother of Arun? Ayan?
Uh, I I don't think so at this point of time in the story. The genre is thriller. So, to keep the audience or the listeners captivated, so you'll have to weave a storyline where they're into it. I mean, like every time, not every time, most of the time when emotion comes in, it loosens the grip a little bit, but there's always a time and place for that. But I feel like you do have the right balance here at this point of time, so I'd prefer you keep it that way.
Surprisingly, I find myself agreeing with Ayan here. So I think so the same too, because this is an adventure story that we are trying to narrate, and having emotion come in might act like a roadblock rather than pushing the story forward. Because this is an adventurous story, we want to, go as fast as possible, but definitely don't rule it out. Like it matters that Kajal's reactions, his mom's reactions do matter. So a sprinkling of this emotion through the story would help it, but I wouldn't say spend too much time on it. Definitely.
Yeah, totally agree, guys. Well described there by Anne, and of course, good to see Shara is also agreeing with Ryan this time around. uh, Fourth one, typically, and we bring in this question so that we introduce something which I cannot think about, or the story writer could not really think about. So, giving you a chance here, do you think, there is a place where we can put in a dialogue or a reference from other movies, that captivates the audience, kind of a punchline or something which stands out completely? What do you think, Ayan?
Yes, absolutely. At the point when he makes the landing, whatever you call it, like touches ground, you can definitely come up with something like you can put in a Sholay reference there. इतना सन्नाटा क्यों है भाई? And that would make the audience at this point happy that the guy landed and like they can relate to something funny coming out from him.
That sounds so funny. Yeah. इतना सन्नाटा क्यों है भाई? Totally agree. Yeah. What are your thoughts, Sarah?
Sholay seems to be a recurring theme. Dialogues from Sholay. I think we used the Basanti dialogue the first time around, and this time
Exactly.
around, the Imam Saab's dialogue, right? So, on my end, I was also thinking this scene reminds me of this movie Jumanji. I think many versions of it have been released, one with Robin Williams, and I think recently with Kevin Hart and co. And there is a dialogue in which Kevin Hart says, "Bro, if this is a game, I want my money back." I think something like that would also be apt enough at this point in time if you want to put that comedy track in Kabir.
Definitely, I would want my money back, especially I land in jungle somewhere in the middle of the night. Would not want to have a game going around. Definitely. I totally agree.
And let me put in something. Not everyone would be unhappy about landing living in solitude for a while.
Uh,
Ayan doesn't seem to mind, right, Ayan? You would love to be there, I would think.
Hey, for a few days, absolutely, I'll take it.
few
I
days.
won't even ask
That's
for my money back.
you guys. Amazing. Those were amazing answers, Ayan, Sarah. Thanks for bringing that lighter moments to story what we are going to unveil in the next episodes. Is there anything before we close this session, Sarah, from your side?
No, I just wanted to thank Ayan for coming in and, his wisdom and his humor. It's amazing, this conversation about, see, we need to make, this is an intense story, Kabir, very gripping, so trying to make the mood a little bit lighter for the audience to relax
Mm.
and wait for the next episode. So that's, I think we've succeeded in doing that. Thanks to Ayan here. Again, Kabir, looking forward to the next episode. I would think that's going to be in a couple of days after this, right?
Yes, that's correct, Sarah.
Okay. So thank you, Ayan. Thank you, Kabir, for this.
Okay.
And viewers, we look forward to seeing you in our next episode.
I still see Sarah struggling a little with the name Ayan. Hope that we'll correct it the next
Hey,
time.
I mean, like, if you guys invite me again, hopefully she gets it right the next time. I'll be happy to join in.
I'll be sure to practice, Ayan. Sorry about
And
that. I don't know
and
why it comes out wrong. I have no clue. Believe me, I'm not doing it intentionally.
okay. And Kabir,
Mhm.
yeah. Uh, the first two episodes, in my opinion, are a hit. Uh, and weave a story that'll captivate the audience and keep them glued to your podcast for the full 20 minutes. And all the best. And I'll see you next time.
Thank you so much, Ayan. Sarah, we'll talk to you again. Have a good day, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
Kahani Suna unfolds in a world that stirs. Kahane Suno, close your eyes, let it show.